Hearts, I love you all, and well, thank you so much for giving yourself the opportunity to really feel what the journeys that I create with your intelligent heart and the ancients can create for you. And I always feel when you're embarking upon a journey, we know very well the physical aspects. We're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, etc., etc. But I'm going to invite you now to step into the energetic aspect of a journey and just see what can be experienced in taking a journey such as the ones I create with and facilitate. Firstly, I'm going to introduce to you to your co-creators, your Crystal Tones Alchemy Singing Bowls. They're going to provide you with the understanding and the nature of the expansiveness of crystalline intelligence and sound as our companions on the journey. For myself today, I've created and selected turquoise, carnelian, and lapis lazuli purely for the extraordinary minerals and gems and rare earths they're composed of, being the cornerstone of ancient Egyptian jewelry design in the pharaonic era. In other words, lapis, turquoise, and carnelian were used in highly prized ceremonial amulets, extraordinary art pieces, and they were also used as gems on the tomb walls, many of which are defaced now and being taken, the gems, of course. Having said that, I'm inviting you now to establish your intent. We're on a pilgrimage, we're on a spiritual pilgrimage, and when I begin to create with a group who've arrived in Egypt, in Cairo, I always have an opening ceremony. This opening ceremony focuses on a passage from one of my book's teachings. The last tour, it was Sekhmet, the Book of Remembering, and the group heart I will connect to, and then we will use that as our trigger passage for the whole journey to establish group intent through the one heart. And invite yourself now to step into the galaxy of your remembered heart. And now you're going to be guided to come to the museum. For our journey takes in the extraordinary museum's collections. So the first thing I would like to say to you is that don't expect to take it all in. For when you don't expect to take it all in, you feel the pressure of your mind off you, and then the museum collection becomes alive. Once you decide, I don't have to take this all in, I don't have to remember it, it's not a school excursion, I don't have to take notes, etc., you will begin to say and feel in your heart where you're going to be guided and where the presences begin to make themselves palpable. You'll be able to feel the presences in the collection. The energy becomes alive, and the vibration for me and for my groups, it's a pulsing one, it's pulsating. And the guides of the collection's spirits, and I'm not talking about our physical guide here, I'm talking about the energetic guides. There are guides who hold the intent. They're guardians. They're like houses have house guardians. Well, museums have energetic guardians. The museum guardians of the collections really, as spirit beings, they feel our true understanding of them. I feel that once you begin to get that established, you won't feel so overawed by all of it, and our guide runs through things very quickly, and we go to many different parts of the museum, as you can imagine. Just taking the pressure off yourself is just such a magical and unreal experience. For myself, On the last journey, I focused on the goddess Sekhmet. I saw her image in the physical carved on chairs, even on the knees of Ramses. Sekhmet's are at his knees. I've been to the museum collections so many times, but I have never seen the Sekhmets on the knees of Ramses. But by inviting the energies to create with me, the energetic presences, these gifts were made available to me and I shared them with my group. I also focused, and I like to invite the group, if guided, for them, because it's your journey, not mine, as you are here. I focus on the eyes of the statues, because the eyes of the statues give real energy of communication. For example, you can see the glorious black luminous eyes just staring into an otherworldly space. They're not looking at you, but they're looking just above you. And there's this surreal, outerworldly, extraordinarily beautiful space. I contrasted the luminous large black eyes of the statues and of the reliefs with Akhenaten and his eyes. His statue is very, very, very tall, and the eyes were slit. They felt to me like, different from the other eyes of the other statues, somehow threatening. It was just an observation, nothing personal. I also invited the group heart to focus on our guides, our Atlantis Rising Mystery School Ascension Stargate guides. This will bring more focus to the collection, and I felt that by us having our own guides with us, new secrets of the collection were becoming available. When these forces were activated, you get this incredible sense of energy, real energy, and my group experienced this. It was a palpable thing. We then recreated the energy of the collection spirits. We reactivated them. We also invited the guides of the collection spirits to share with us our remembering of the secrets. Very many people experience other lives and other experiences that we really can't put answers to. The guides of the temple's collection, the energetic guides, they shape the experience. Of course, we have our Egyptologist with us for the knowledge-based aspect, but this is an energetic journey we're on right now. You can invite yourself to create through your personal intent, then a group intent, if that works for you. And for myself, I stated my intent, and I invited my group to share with me in my intent a self-forgiveness healing to release our pasts. And if that works for the group, that's great. If it doesn't work for the group, that's great too. It doesn't really matter. But you begin to see the importance of such a vast and encompassing collection that's come from the highest level of art, the highest level of craftsmanship and artistry. Just is so overwhelming, and it does need to be earthed, and we always invite ourselves to energetically earth the intent. I say something like this: please earth the intent and the energy encodements of the collections. For me it was Sekhmet. It was also the vibration of the eyes, and with the heart I love you to earth mother. By holding the energy through the one heart, you can really receive the aliveness and respect for the ancients who've created these masterpieces. Of course, this is not all done while you're viewing the collection. That would just be all too much. That can be done for your reflections at the end of the day, but a brief notes of what your major experiences are will help concretize. It'll help give focus to the collection. You then become more of a specialist in looking at something specific that'll gather the energies in. Of course, none of this has to be done this way. It's just an invitation to make it a sense of real expansion yet containment in the journey. I want you to feel the vibrations of being in the museum, old or new, because we don't know yet when the new one is opening officially. Old or new, it doesn't matter. Open up that portal now. Give yourself a few minutes or moments just to reflect on what really is important. For some, it's the incredible jewelry collection. Everyone has something that speaks to them. It doesn't matter, but it'll be your experience, and that's a sacred experience. As our journey has completed itself at the museum, we arrive at the oil palace in Giza near the pyramids and the Sphinx, and allowing the sacred essences. Sacred essences have been created in Egypt for thousands of years. And as we arrive and sit in the oil palace and be guided by the oil owner, the oil master, the owner of the collections of vast and beautiful and expansive, fabulous essences, it's important to establish your intent for what the oils will bring you and your world, for otherwise it's a little bit overwhelming. For me, the oils have a secret power, and they're living energies. And you can allow this exchange to be one of your heart's truths exchange. So you can directly link in with your heart. You can connect to signature sets, individual sets, chakra sets. It doesn't matter. The intent for you must be established first. Establish your intent first, then you won't get overwhelmed, because all vibration activates through intent. For vibration to be activating through intent, this is the most important part of the exchange, as the sacred essences are established energetically, vibrationally with your intent. Their powers activate. Each sacred essence has a guide assigned to it. For example, the sacred blue lotus, the ancient Egyptian oil of immortality, brings the immortals to you. Myrrh, for example, is under the governance of the goddess Sekhmet, whilst, for example, the secrets of the desert will be under the governance and protection of the goddess Isis. This is just a small experience. There are many different oils, essences for you to connect to. I invite the guides to activate and charge and awaken, program and cleanse the vibrations with our bowls. If you have a singing bowl, this can be done in the evening at home, preferably in nature. When I say at home, back at the hotel, if that works for you. And the ancient Egyptians used their sacred essences for everything. The potency of them is very responsive to the early morning sun's rays, early morning and evening. So when the sun is setting, when the sun is just rising, when the moon and the stars come out, the oils become potentized. For the ancient Egyptians activated their sacred oils for creating rituals. In fact, the relationship with the oils and their activations, their ritualistic activities, were an essential part of their lives. They used their sacred oils not only for embalming, as you know, but also for all activities, for everything, medicine, healing, anointing for their gods and goddesses, faces, everything. Everything was an experience of using and creating alchemy with their ancient oils. Bathing rituals, meditations, and we can begin to share some of those activities with you if you are guided. So now we have come to the journey of the oil palace. We've allowed ourselves the experience beautiful and magical museum. Just begin to feel that surreal feeling. You've been near the pyramids out on the plateau, and the oils have activated your consciousness. And the museum all carry very strong and beautiful vibrations. Feel that now. This is the energetic conclusion to day 1. Feel that now. Just reflecting on the nature of the extraordinary spectacle. Of what you're allowing yourself to create with. We've arrived. It's day 2. And in the pre-dawn light, we journey to the pores of the Sphinx. For this, I have created a ceremony, and you'll be witnessing one moment in life where the energy can create with you to birth a new identity. For today on the plateau, you can begin to feel the stargate. The stargate, our stargate, whose planetary alignment allows the forces to activate, bringing you into alignment with all there is. Feel that now. For this very important time, it is essential to recognize that you'll be activating in meditation, a ritual to let your heart be opened. Very powerful rituals will be activated. after stating the group intent, individual intent to birth out new identity in ceremony with the bowls, a very powerful vortex of remembering becomes one with us, and you can begin to witness your victory over fear and evil. For the Sphinx holds the codings for the totality of our human experience. This enables you to activate your soul's blueprint and you'll find in the exchange between the eternal ones that you don't really have to feel you've got to prove anything to anyone anymore. The incredible forces that come through can never be described in the language, and I'm giving you an opportunity to feel just the spectacle, the remembering on the plateau before the sun comes up. And as the sun rises, this blueprint within your heart becomes activated, where everything from this point is a validation of your totality. For the totality of the one heart sends information through your beingness. I'll be activating rituals and these rituals will be recreated for the remainder of the journey, and you'll feel a part of yourself being born on the plateau, inviting you to step into the remembering through your books and just finding a passage, reconnecting back to that to give you the secrets of the Sphinx. The secrets of the Sphinx that have held human imagination on the greatest, it is the greatest monument on the planet. Feel that now. And now we are in S1. And our beautiful hotel complex offers a sanctuary in Isis's holy home for the intensity of experiences that we've had in Cairo. Again, you'll be concretizing your remembering with a discipline and ritual, which becomes the new template. And in this expanded and earth space, you'll feel you are the captain of the ship. You're giving orders. You expect them to be obeyed. That's all there is. And this captain of the ship is the captain of your totality. Aswan invites us to really release the past. The joyful reunion with Holy Goddess Isis enables us to create in the Isle of Philae on our journey to her a sense of real understanding of our unbelievable power and light in Isis's holy home, allowing sometimes available the private upstairs chapel, giving us a sense of true power to hold ceremony. And being in Isis's holy home is a ceremony within itself. We will be activating portals. Energy will begin to pour into our earth. Light enters the chambers of very ancient sites as the incredible amount of energy in our activations surround us. We feel safe, we feel protected. We are in Isis's holy home, and the energy will begin to explode in your consciousness. You'll be able to feel that when you come home, that you can draw upon the power and energy that you've received in Isis's holy home, and let the intensity and the extraordinary journey of Isis and the surreal but very gentle atmosphere of her holy home infuse your cellular remembering, for there cannot be a description to create in the language of Holy Mother Isis. It can be very intense, and the release in her holiness's home, Goddess Isis, can find a sense of true joy as we sail into the Nubian villages and letting our felucca sailor glide over the sparkling waters. A Nubian feast will be greeting us, and you'll be able to energetically bathe in the bubbling waters, absorbing the ancient rock sculptures, the extraordinary bird life, where there is a celebration of most perfect nature under Ra's luminous rays. We journey to a meditation space, and it creates a sense of celebrating as we gather in the desert, gazing at the Nile, playing our singing bowls. The evening air settles on us. We're gazing at the setting Nile sunset, and the sailing takes us to our luxury cruise ship, to a gourmet dinner and drinks in the cool night air, reveling in the canopy of twinkling stars. And if it's available, I like to create activations to the stellar constellations, and they can be meditated on. Sirius, Orion, the Palladians, etc. Or your personal planetary star civilization. Isis, Holy Mother, is very aware of you and is guiding you, holding you in her holy heart. All our days merge into one by the time we sail on the Nile. And must remind you now, this is day 6. And this is allowing us to really feel the power of the Nile, its ability to heal and renew. You may find the energies very powerful, And you must allow yourself the gifts that you're receiving, for this is the hardest part. You will feel a continued energy of invisible support, for you are holding so much energy. And the group heart now is in a remembered space. The space gives an opportunity for individual and group healings, activations to the global heart, the global heart of humanity, to receive love. And these beautiful encodements will be activated under my guidance with your intelligent hearts. We now begin to sail toward the Carmel temple. The Carmel temple, you'll begin to really feel the forces of the divine masculine through Horus, and the balancing of the forces of the dark masculine in our crocodile natures, Sobek, allowing integration and reflection. I always feel a very powerful synergy here create medicine. It is true medicine in this temple complex, energetically, where the body and the spirit unite. It's just a feeling of complete stillness, joy, expansiveness, all rolled in one. For Komombo is about integration and balancing of opposites. On the full moon, we began to feel, and I'd like you to share in the collective journey, the pre-dawn atmosphere on our journey. This is to the god Horus's temple in Edfu. And as our cruise boat glides to the pier, we begin to feel the presences and the vibration of this very ancient area, Edfu. It's alive and teeming with presences, and taking the journey through the streets of Edfu, we greet our divine Horus. For now, the divine Horus in his sacred temple, we are knowing that we are in the presence of the Avenger and Protector. You will experience this true exhilaration of freedom at every level, for that is the force of Horus. Have your book, Embodying the Divine Masculine of All Truth, and seek Horus as guidance for any issue you may be experiencing. It's a full moon in Taurus, and the energy builds. And as the energy builds, we begin to feel the vibrations of the whole journey that we've taken. Feel that now. It's very exciting to take a journey on a full moon, and this full moon in Taurus always invites a huge energy build-up for our ceremonies. And as we sail on the Nile after our visit to the divine Horus, you'll begin to allow yourself a time for reflection, for anything not supporting you in your life be released. For example, deserve you do, and deserve you must expect. Suddenly, all of life becomes one with you. You're relaxing and opening up portals in your soul's remembering, gazing at the life of a world of farmers who've worked the same soil on the banks of the Nile, under the palm trees with the donkeys and their little carts, whose life just hasn't changed for thousands of years. This space of expansion with the divine Horus invites us now to our sunset visit, to study the nature of ourselves as the temple of man, the Luxor temple, at night, creates a surreal and mystical vibration in the understanding of ourselves as multidimensional beings. We play our bowls in a sacred, consecrated space, infusing our very beings with the nature of ourselves, and feeling the incredible devotion of the French scholar Robert Schwaller de Lubritz for his years of study in bringing to the consciousness of humanity the ancients being born again. And this invites us to self-forgive. After our ceremony and our tour and the feeling in the complex, the Luxor complex, is one of complete awakening of the chakras, of the energy belts, and of the forces that are assisting us, and the vibrations that are creating through our very beings. And as we breathe in this sacred essence, this ambrosia of ourselves, the ancients are born in us. The process of forgiving, self-forgiving, and self-healing takes place as we release ourselves through the Ramses Colossus behind us, leaving the Luxor complex. The avenue of the Sphinxes invite reflection on the nature of all life. The journey has been a very expansive and complete one. And as you breathe in this magic and this ambrosia of yourself, relaxing on the deck of the boat, our sailing vessel, our luxury cruise ship, we arrive on the 8th day in the Valley of the Kings and Queens, where truly nothing can surpass the extraordinary detail to attending to every aspect of the afterlife in this ancient Egyptian cosmological system. And as we arrive in the valley, the feeling of Anubis is presented to us energetically. Anubis is saying to us, go in the energy of protection in the afterlife. And how do we protect our dead? When we ponder the spectacle, the challenges the ancient builders and relief workers must have had in the heat is not anything that can be described. As we ponder on how their dead were protected and nourished on their journey through the many different tombs we visit, I always love and am in awe and respect as I find KV 55, the tomb of the god Tutankhamun, the boy king, in his tomb. It's a sacred moment to arrive and see him laying very simply over a calico wrap, and your gaze goes to his black luminous eyes, and they ask us to ponder infinity. And of course, the spirit of self-forgiveness is palpable in the energy exchange. There's an extraordinary heart-opening feeling. It's as though you're receiving a healing. For the Egyptians, the subtle bodies were activated. The subtle bodies created the forces that could keep the vibration of the ancients very alive then and now. The energy exchange is a very private one and a very beautiful one. It is timeless. Invite yourself to feel and reflect on the many mysteries in the Valley of the Kings and Queens. Of course, coming to the Queens, the Valley of the Queens, we're in the company of the great Mother Hatshepsut and also the Hathors. It's an intimate discovery of the Hathors and Egypt's first pharaoh, the goddess Hatshepsut. The queens invite us to ponder the nature of, again, the feminine mysteries and the power of the feminine mysteries. It is an expansive and glorious experience, one that is truly magical, offering the eternity that we all seek within ourselves. Taking ourselves deep into the heart of ourselves is now activated on day 9. For Dendara and Abydos temples are sacred friends, ancient sacred friends who are with us. After our journey in our air-conditioned bus to travel to Dendara and to Abydos, we know we've made a very big pilgrimage on this long journey to the Hathors. The Hathors expect us. They are waiting for us. And we deserve to feel their magic. They want to give us so much. The Hathors teach us to acknowledge how important we are. Feel that now. Go in the rich nourishment they give us, and they will give you their rich nourishment. They heal, bless, and infuse you with the joy of all life. Feel that now. Feeling on top of the world as the elements create with us on the rooftop of this ancient and magical concept that we are experiencing. This new language, this language of the temple being an ancient and sacred experience, a healing temple, traditionally for women's healings and today for women's healings. The feeling of being on top of the world on the rooftop is an elemental experience. The elements create with us, the Hathors are with us, dancing, and the magical vibrations reveal so many secrets in this complex. It's our own individual incredible experience, but just a very glorious understanding at this point enables us to really infuse ourselves in the magic of just what possibly could be happening. We bring our bowls to play and expect miracles, for our journey is of self-forgiveness. Our journey is one of self-healing, releasing our own old identities and expecting miracles. After farewelling the Hathors, our pilgrimage continues to Abydos, to Osiris the Father. I always experience a palpable feeling of finding the true nature of renewal, for Osiris, our Father, is the seed of life, the bearer of life, where all creation comes from his force. As we breathe and create with the magic, the splendor, and the ancientness of this complex, it is not fully able to be described. However, that doesn't matter. It's there anyway in our hearts. We are now stepping into the hallowed chapels, vast hallways, ancient, magical, huge, arriving at the ancient Osirian well, the green well, a healing center or site. Dip energetically into the healing and rebirth rooms as the flowers of life that are incised on the pillars invite us to question the very nature of the seed of all life. Allowing Om Seti to guide us. She holds many secrets. Om Seti is a British woman. Her name was Dorothy Eady, whose life propelled her to live among the ancient Osirian cosmological system through her energetic relationship karmically through Seti the second. There's always a very ancient but gloriously ancient feeling in this temple complex. It's been a pilgrimage center since its beginning, and its history is very ancient and really can't be dated. Everyone has an opinion and everyone has a theory, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to allow receiving to take place under the incredible vast blue sky. Villages, ancient villages all around us. Feeling this beautiful vibration after a long day and a good night sleep, we allow ourselves to give to ourselves in the excitement, finding ourselves now on day 10 in the extraordinary Karnak temple complex. It's an early start for us in the pre-dawn ceremony, for we have a very important mission. Sacred activations to the goddess Sekhmet. Through her book's teachings, I have written are very, very alive in our hands as we hold our books. We make our way as pilgrims to our Holy Mother Sekhmet Chapel in the Chapel of Ptah. For we have been gifted to have 3 rooms available to us for activations, with our singing bowls supporting our remembering. Sekhmet has consecrated our remembering through her 7 gateways as Ra's light is being born on this day. Sekhmet knows us. She stamps our passports energetically to have all we need for our life to be taken care of. For our pilgrimage has taken care of our old identity, and we're in a new gateway. We feel the great Sekhmet as an ensouled being, a truly ensouled being in this extraordinary statue where real healing takes place. For we're in the care of the great Sekhmet, where our land of eternity and her land of eternity becomes our eternity. Feel that now. Submerging ourselves in the wonder of eternity, gazing at the massive complex of the Karnak complex built over 2,000 years, brings us the need to focus on the enormity of what the ancients achieved to create a global one heart remembering. Everyone's experience is different. Sitting, pondering, activations, our connection with all there is as we create rituals enacted through the sacred scarab statue. It feels like a waking, eternal dream. We're walking into a part of ourselves that knows this anyway and is waking up after a very long sleep in being human. Breathing on this magic brings us now to the next part of our journey. Our day with the energies through the complex see us back in our beautiful space, our quiet, loving Nile. As day 11 commences on our trip of miracles in the land of eternity. For this is a day for relaxing by the Nile in our magical hotel complex exactly beside the Nile. It gives us a chance to feel the energy of what the trip has given us. It's a day of integration and earthing. Rest, it invites you to have a healing individually or with the group. Individual mentoring is available, which is what I'm here for. Activations with the singing bowls beside the tranquil Nile. Beautiful swims, refreshments, delicious lunch by the Nile. The day is saying, I've done the work, and the work is the great work. Your passport is stamped. Don't look back. There can be no greater time than the time you are in now. Recreate that experience in your remembering. It's time to be still. For if we're not still, we can't earth it. We can't earth the extraordinary gifts we've been given. And we don't want to spoil the experiences we've received by not being grateful. For day 12 we've had our breakfast and we're transiting to Cairo. Farewelling the city of Luxor, we come home to Cairo to say, I've allowed myself to self-forgive. You have walked the road. A gratitude gift to Earth Mother in ceremony is available with our singing bowls. Gateways were opened. The pure sense of gratitude to Earth Mother, the ancients, our team, and most importantly, yourself, as the crystalline intelligence beings have gifted us with so much love. Just reflecting, time for stillness, peace and remembering. For now, we are in Cairo. It's day 13. As we step into the language of the ancients, we take the essence of our beginning to its source. For this is what the temple complexes of Saqqara bring us. The tombs of Saqqara reflect the totality of the human experience. For there is a force field of electrical energy and power in this region. It's very Stargate energy. It's the source energy of this ancient civilization. And you must remember this ancient force activates and embraces the first hieroglyphics and reliefs in the tomb walls, the Book of the Dead, can leave you feeling you must remember to allow this force to activate. The tombs and the energy are available for those who want truth. Earth Mother's crystalline intelligences activate in the black basalt, alabaster and limestone tombs. These are rare earths of immortality. Just moving now to day 14, as the spectacular vortex of light has been activated in the City of Light, Cairo. You may experience a release to your world, a sense of real hope for our troubled humanity. For this is a time to celebrate your birth, your remembering. Now we hold energy in the intensity of the pyramid, feeling home in the pyramid or feeling nothing at all. It's your experience. For the feeling of being in the sacred king's chamber always leaves me with a sense of gratitude for words which aren't really there. There is just a miracle of remembering. As we allow ourselves to not think anything, the camel ride in the desert evokes the secrets of the desert as the oceans of sand envelop us. Camels, the ships in the desert. Our camel train snakes its way around the back of the pyramids, affording a breathtaking view, not only of the plateau, but the pyramids themselves. And after a very nourishing, heartfelt lunch, gazing over the pyramids, and a farewell dinner, our energetic journey has completed itself. As I guide the group in a closing ceremony, in group heart enfolds itself in the loving embrace of completion. The journey is reviewed, step by step. Activations to our heart's totality are activated. Its intelligences, the forces through the intelligences of our hearts, releasing all aspects of our past identity. The farewell is joyful, it's magical, with great celebrations and feasting. Everyone is filled up. They are beyond their capacity to take any more. And that is what a journey is. I have completed a cycle in my life. I have completed something that I came to earth to do. For how I have come home to the land of eternity. And I've allowed myself sacred remembering. And we conclude in allowing ourselves to remember. Right now, the one-hearted Sekhmet is imposing the force of the One on your remembering. The force of the One is in this remembering. You are one in this remembering now. The remembering has the one of every living thing encoded in your totality. This is your remembering. This is the heart of the One remembering. Be in the totality of the one of every living thing. Your heart's already knowing this language. Don't think it. It's not for that. Peace to you and allowance and great gratitude for gifting yourself with this experience. Hearts, I love you all from Carmel in the land of eternity.